Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like.
Alright, what's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how to adjust your valves. This is a '08 CRF 250, but it'll work for any CRF 250 from '04 to '09, and also too, this works for any other modern 4-stroke or any other 250 or 450. So basically, you want to get your bike to top dead center. There is a little arrow there and arrow on the crankshaft, and you'll want to line that up with that arrow right there. You want to turn this counterclockwise. And then once you're lined up, your cam lobe should be facing backwards. And also too, you will have a dot there and a dot there on your cam chain, on your cam. So that's how you find top dead. And you know, all the other stuff that I missed, like your rad shrouds, you know, there's just a few bolts, gas tank bolt, gas tank strap, take your gas tank off, you know, that's all simple. Your valve covers just 2 10mm bolts, and then you just got this breather hose right here that you just slip off. So basically that's that. And then what you'll do is you'll measure your valve clearances with a feeler gauge. So here's all different sizes, you know, and basically what you'll do, here's the size, you'll slip it in between your rocker. For the exhaust valves, you'll slip it in between your rocker and your valve, just like that. And then for the cam lobes, you'll just slip it behind there, in between, like that. And basically, that's how you check your valves. Now, as you can see, this 10 doesn't fit in that one, and it won't fit in that one. I already know the measurements, but that's just showing you when it doesn't fit. And then I'll tell you too what your valves are supposed to be, what the specs are. This is from the Honda CRF 250's owner manual. This intake, these exhaust valves over here are supposed to be 0.28mm to +3. So basically 0.28mm to 0.30mm on the exhaust valves, and for the intake it's supposed to be 0.12mm to 0.15mm. And so far our clearances are 10 and 10 on the exhaust. We got 0 on the left intake, and right is 0.5. So as you can see, these valves are way out of spec, and that's why this bike isn't running. And I'm going to show you how to get them in spec. So let's see here. That looks like a 8 or 10 or something. Let's see. Oh, it's a little cold, guys. For frick's sake. That's a 7. Really should have warmed up the garage before I did this. Shit. I'm fucking freezing. Alright, let's go over here. Nope, it's a 10. Okay. So that's a 10mm. I'll show you. Okay. So you're going to want to loosen up these bolts. These are the cam retainer bolts. That bolt, that one, and that one. And those are 10mm. And you want to loosen them in a crisscross pattern. Okay, hold on. I'm going to need a bigger wrench. So whoever put those in did them fairly tight. So I'm just getting a medium-sized wrench, a bit bigger, 10 mil. There we go. So that's loose, and yeah, do it in a crisscross pattern. That's loose, and that's loose, and that's loose. So under these cam retainer, whatever you want to call them, there's going to be a clip and there's going to be dowels. So when you lift these out, like be very careful not to drop it down into the bottom of the cam chain. And then you'll have a fucking fun time taking your stator off and taking this side cover off, and just it won't be a fun night. So be very careful. So take note the size of your bolts. So these came from left. See, one's longer, one's shorter. So I'll put it like this. This was the left, so that would go there, and that would go there. Okay. And next one. That's short, and this one's probably longer, which it is. And do the same thing. So basically the exhaust side bolts are longer. So there you go, and there you go. Now you got to wiggle these out. You truly should not be doing this one-handed. Just give a wiggle. Just take your time with it, guys. I have rushed before on my other bikes, and it does not pay off. So you know it's slightly moving. It came off, and both dowels are here, and is the retainer clip there? Yes, the retainer clip is there. So there you go. I couldn't really see it, but you got a retainer clip right here, and then you got two dowels, and they're marked to which side they came from. So here you got right side, and it tells you intake and all that. So just put that there. Now with the left side, you're going to want to be a little more careful as you're closer to you're closer to that. I'm going to actually set you guys down for this part because I want to be very careful. You could tap it with a mallet if you really had to, but I don't recommend it. Okay, there we go. It's kind of breaking loose, and it kind of broke loose. There we go. And we got everything here too. Perfect. Yep. I apologize for the shaky filming. I usually don't do a lot of how-to videos, and believe it or not, right now this is probably my best how-to video. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your, I forgot to mention, you're going to want to take your cam chain tensioner out first, and you want slack on your cam chain. Now, you're going to want something to hold your cam chain up from falling in the bottom of the motor. Usually I'd use a zip tie. Just zip tie it up. But what I'm going to use, I'm just going to put a screwdriver holding it up. Because if the cam chain does fall into the motor, I can always get a magnet and get it out. So I'm going to set you guys back down again for this part. So you're going to want to move your cam bearing. You're going to want to pop your cam out. The chain's still kind of tight. You just want to, slowly take your time. As you can see, it's moving. And it's out. And now you want to place your cam aside, and then you want to slide your screwdriver just like that. And then here's your cam. Got all your cam bearings and they all move smoothly. Your decompression. There's one mark that I was talking about earlier, a mark there and a mark there for top dead. Anyways, that's the cam. So, to get the valves out, or not the valves, the buckets. There's the buckets, and you're going to want to use a magnet. Now, I recommend that I recommend you can't lose the position where everything came from. It has to go back exactly in the right order. So just get your little mechanics magnet over here. Extends and stuff. So what you want to do, just grab it, be very careful, and as you can see, the shim will stick to the bucket, or sometimes it'll be at the top of the valve. So this is right side intake, and this measurement was getting a 0.05. Okay, so if you guys don't have a micrometer to measure the size of the shim, like for example, if the shim's number, like there's a little number on top of the shims. Okay, well each shim has the number, like what size it is. So if your number's worn off, and if you don't have a micrometer, and also too, if you just went like I did and researched micrometers at the local store and the reviews are terrible because they don't measure accurate, here's a way how you can adjust your valves without a micrometer. So get your shim kit and match up shims with the old shim, and you can actually see like if it's bigger and smaller. Like you can actually just tell just by looking by eye. And then what you do is you'll take your new shim. So that's new one, that's the old one. So what you'll do is you'll just test it. Now you won't put everything back together because that'll be a pain in the ass. You just half-ass test it, and then you'll really test it after. But right now we're going to pop in a 1. Right now we're just popping in a 1.95. And then once you choose your correct shim size, you'll put your shim in the top of the valve. just like that, and then you'll place your bucket back on top. Then you just, when you get your valve shim in there, then you just seat your bucket down, just like that. Now to get the exhaust shims out, you just move back the rocker arm with your hand, and then you'll just get your magnet. You grab your magnet, you will move your rocker arm back, just get your magnet in there just to pull out your shim, just like that.